You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and in your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back and tell you sorry, try again, Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table.
You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hey. Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Hood Table one more again. Thanks for stopping through to show your girl some love. Now, for all the have and have not fans, I know that y'all been like, where's she at? It's now on episode 3. Where's she at? But I am here. I am sorry to procrastinate on doing the reviews for this new, well, not season, but the end of season 7 reviews. But we're going to get that in today. So I have several reviews coming up in a row for episodes 11, 12, and 13. But right now we are going to talk about season 7, episode 11. And it was titled Power of Attorney. So let's get right into it, and make sure you let me know in the comment section what you thought about this episode or anything that we speak about today. So anyway, this show started off, the mid-season premiere started off literally where it ended, with Wyatt lying in a pool of blood on that dirty jail cell floor, bleeding profusely from his wrist, and his mother, Catherine Cryer, she's across the way in her own jail cell, screaming frantically for help. She was being she was being way too overly dramatic, because I mean, after everything that Wyatt has done in the past, everything that he's done to hurt people, including her, and now after his attempted suicide, she's up there screaming her lungs out for the guards to come assist her son. But hell, we all know that she ain't no saint either, so you know. But anywho, Benny, Hannah's son Benny, he realizes that the man who attacked his mother some 20-something years ago is Derek, the same man that his mother Hannah has been dating. He told his sister Candace that had to be him, because it's the same man with that lion tattoo on his chest. Candace, knowing how Benny is, continued to lie to him over and over, saying, that's not the same man, Benny, that's not the same man, bro. But why? Because she knew that if Benny found out that that is the man who indeed raped his mother all those years ago and impregnated her with Candace, that's his sister Candace's father, he would try to kill him. He would. Benny, he was up there. He had his pen and paper out. He was looking at the calendar. He was checking the days, the time of the rape, the time of his mother got pregnant, comparing it to how old Candace is. He was putting everything together. He's like, 2 and 2 makes 4. Candace, you's not going to keep telling me that this is not the man that raped my mama. But Candace, she otherwise, but being determined to find out the truth, he forbade her from leaving to the airport until his mother gets home, because he wanted to confront her also so that the truth can be revealed. Then on the other side of town, Oliver, he had something up his sleeve. Before heading home for the evening, he stopped by Landon's office saying he had some helpful information for him. But when Landon told him, I will have you run over by the biggest, pinkest car that he could find, I was hollering. Landon, he is so mean, but he be cracking me up. Oliver just kept teasing him and procrastinating with this good news, that he had this special important news, which was pissing Landon off. So he was like, just tell me what it is that you have found out, man. So anyhow, I want to know, Why is Oliver trying so hard to get on Landon's good side? I kept wondering that. Like, what is up with that? Landon is so cruel. Did I say London? I meant Landon. He is so cruel to him. Like, he still don't believe that Oliver should be in the position that he's in. He believes that he only got there because of his prestigious family, because of his wealthy family. He thinks that Oliver didn't work hard enough to receive a position to land a job that he has up there. So, that's another reason why he treats him the way he do. But anywho, Oliver found out that Candace has booked a flight headed out of the town to New York, I suppose. She did say, was it New York or was it Atlanta? I can't remember. Man, Landon's about to kick his butt. Like, quit playing with me. But that piece of information led Landon immediately calling up a favor to have Candace put on the no-fly list. Now for the Malones, Mitch, he is at his family's bar being questioned by his Uncle Benny and Sandy about how Benny, the N-word, got that money to pay off his family of mobsters. And of course, we know that his family is prejudiced, so no secret to Mitch. But Mitch, he still gets upset, extremely upset, when his friend Benny is called out of his name by Sandy or any of his other family members, being called the N-word. So regardless, his family is hell bent on finding out the details of how Benny came into all that money and how Mitch got that new truck. Remember that new truck that Candace got him? But if Mitch revealed that Candace was the one that hit a lick, ain't no telling what the Malones would do. Now, Sandy, on the other hand, I was like, look at this mess. He has some nerves up there calling Benny the N-word when he himself is dating a black woman. But his excuse for that was, my woman looks good. Do you see what she looked like? Do you see how good she looked? So he just had to make an exception for that one. But this girlfriend who he has been stalking and mistreating only showed up because she's there to give him a restraining order. The scene actually reminded me of the P Valley scenes. The ones with the black stripper Keyshawn being beaten and abused by her white boyfriend. But then we find out that they ain't even a couple. Sandy and that girl ain't even dating. That's his ex. That's his ex. Still yet, Sandy is in disbelief because she actually snitched on Malone. And if y'all been watching this show long enough, that is an absolute no-no. But she was being really bold too, telling Sandy, you been served. You been served, Sandy. But anyway, in other news, Jeffrey and Madison. They done fell up in Jeffrey's father's David's house. Now, even though David is not homophobic, we know that he's not homophobic. But after busting in on his son and his son's boyfriend, Madison, he's still a little embarrassed, about the position he caught them in. So when they got to the house and they was acting all frolicky around, playfully, love y'all, lovey-dovey and stuff, David must have got up off that couch and saw them. He's like, oh, you know what? Where my keys? I gotta go. Jim Cryer, he needs me ASAP. It's an emergency. Gotta go. They was like, Dad, you ain't gotta go. We can leave. We can go somewhere else. He said, nope. This is your home too, Jeffrey. You know how David talks. This is your home too, son. But yes, as far as that, goes, he's not homophobic. But some people who might haven't watched the show ever since the building might not realize that. But anyhow, everybody is stalking somebody. Not only is Sandy stalking his ex, but Oliver has somebody stalking Candace, who spotted her buying a pregnancy test as well as hanging out with Mitch. That person, who is obviously Oliver's lover and Jim Cryer, has that same person stalking Veronica. Jim needs eyes on her, being that she tried to kill his friend David and Veronica's son. She tried to kill both of them. And as for Veronica, she was looking out. We see her looking out over her pool. She's standing there drinking and she's like having flashbacks like, oh my God, this is where it happened. This is where she almost died in her backyard in her own pool. David tried to drown her in that pool. But she survived. She survived. But in that pool, she spotted some man taking a dip in the pool. Now this fool, he knows Veronica really well. So he know how crazy Veronica is. He insisted on them getting together like they used to. She was pissed off. Not only because she ain't really interested. She don't really think highly of him or his goons, but he's on her property and dipping in her pool. But she gives him a chance. She tells him, "You got 30 seconds. Get down on your knees and do what you need to do to convince me to not throw you off my property." He had 30 seconds, and 30 seconds later, she was dragging him upstairs to her bedroom to throw him on her bed. Instead of throwing him out, she threw him on the bed. But back to Mitch. Hannah, she shows up at the Mahomes bar to visit Mitch's family to ensure that her son Benny will not be killed. Mitch tried telling her that this is not the type of establishment for a woman like you, meaning for a black person. Period. Get your ass out of here, Hannah. I truly believe that his family is capable of lynching black people if they are in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's no denying, though, that Hannah is a tough cookie. We all know that. So when Miss tried to get her out of there, he had to instead call her kids, Candace and Benny, to come get Hannah because it was about to go down if she did not leave that bar before his family members came back. But when Benny and Candace showed up, they could see how frustrated their mother still was. She's still angry at them. She's upset. She begged and pleaded with them to give Jim Cryer back his $8 million that Candace stole, but they refused. So despite Candace's warning her mother that the Malones don't like black people, that didn't phase Hannah, she was like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm sitting right here till they get back. So since she didn't want to move, Candace told Mitch, okay, it's time to bring in the big guns. It's time to call Milo. So basically, Candace had to call on her goons to get her mother up out of that bar because she didn't want her to blow their $8 million cover. Since Hannah wasn't willing to leave with her kids, Candace called up them goons to drag her mother up on out of there. And taking into consideration that Benny wouldn't sit by with his mother, being manhandled and all by anyone, Candace demanded that he left the bar instead. So Benny, he didn't want to leave, but he ended up leaving because he knew Candace and him had no other resolution but to forcefully remove their mother from that bar stool. Now, those two white men at the restaurant. They appear to be new cast members. I don't recall seeing them before. Y'all let me know if y'all seen them before. But on a phone call, one of the white guys said to someone on the phone that him and his brother handles all the accounting matters for his father's firm to get some clout. He also mentioned that Catherine Cryer is one of their clients as well. But from the sounds of it, they need investors or money to even get their business up and running. They then started discussing how Catherine has just been arrested for the murder of Jennifer Salison. So now they have thoughts of maybe handling or mishandling $5 million of Catherine's money while she's locked up. But will they be able to convince Catherine to trust them with her money? Hmm. Hmm. As far as crazy psycho Justin, he received a visit from his brother Tanner, who is checking on him because their mom is really worried about crazy Justin. Justin still had a patch on the side of his head. He had blood on the other side of his head. I mean, it looked like fresh blood. I'm like, dang, you washed the blood on? Like, what's all that? He had cuts and bandages all on his face. And then behind him, when his brother looked up behind Justin, it's pictures all over the wall of Jeffrey. I mean, pictures all over the wall. You seen them movies where they find those psychos, those serial murderers or stalkers, and they got the whole room is full of pictures of their victims. His brother was like, what in the hell, Justin? Are you messing around with men again? Because if you is, you got an ass whooping coming, bro. I was like, what? Don't tell me. Justin, the way you be whooping on men and stalking them and all that, you let your brother beat you because you like men. I wish my siblings would. Now I'm straight. I'm straight. But if I did like women, I mean really like women, then I like women. And you ain't about to put your hands on me. Nope. Especially not my siblings. But anywho, I digress. I can't believe what I didn't see coming next. Jim Cryer's estranged son, Jimmy, came to visit him in the hospital, and he brought a gun to help him talk. As soon as his son showed up, you tells him to take out the trash as if he was the help. And his son, I mean, look at him. He had a suit on. He was dressed up, nice shirt, hands in his pocket, looking all clean and everything. And he gonna tell him take out the trash. You know how Jim is though. He real nasty. You know anybody who don't look like him. And the funny thing is, David is one of his good friends, and he treats other races, shady like. But anyway, that's Jim. That's Jim. But I mean, why does he have to be so cold to his own child? And it didn't even matter after he found out that that man in that suit was his own son. He still kept disrespecting him and insulting his mother, calling them very sad, sad people. His son was like, "My mother cried for you." What did Jim say? All y'all people cry. Y'all just some sad, sad people. I was like, is he gonna shoot his father up in that hospital room, or will somebody rescue him before his son pulls the trigger? Or is his son just there for payback, like to extort him out of money or something? Which to me really wouldn't be extortion because he do owe them some money. He might have paid for the boys, schooling without the boys. He didn't even know. The boy didn't even know, so he might have supported his schooling without his son's knowledge, but his son must feel that he still owes them much more than an education fund. But we shall see what happens next. Anywho, my questions for y'all for this episode. Benny called up Veronica to find out the address of Derek, the guy she used to represent, which is the same man Hannah was dating. So will Benny pay that man a visit and get revenge for his murder? Jeffrey had told his boyfriend, Madison, that after they have round one in his bed, he wants to have round two in his mother Veronica's house. Will Madison be up for it? Knowing Veronica might try to kill them both dead. She hate gay people. Will those two white guys be able to get Catherine to trust them with her money? And furthermore, why are they trying to interview Hannah? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. And make sure you do share this video, like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed to the Hood Table, make sure you are subscribed to the Hood Table before you leave this video. And don't forget to tune in tonight at 9 o'clock p.m. for Friday Night Live. No topics off limits. No holds bar. In the meantime and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, and I am out. Deuces.